Marty with nextlevelguitar.com, and this particular lesson, just want to talk about kind of the stylings of B.B. King, kind of that B.B. King. It's kind of got that little sweet vibe to it, kind of makes you smile, kind of makes you groove out a little bit. And I want to talk about how he gets that sound. Like, for instance, if you're thinking of Stevie Ray Vaughan, for instance, it's more of a, grab you by the shirt and kind of throw you down an alley. Whereas B.B. King, you're kind of like with your lady and you're kind of having a good time and it feels really good. I like both of those, but to get that kind of sweet sound, what B.B. King uses, the devices that he uses, are really helped me a lot. And when I figured it out, I felt like I opened Pandora's box of blues. And basically what that is when you've got the 3 chords of the blues, and right now I'm in the key of B, so what we would call the 1 chord would be B7. And then obviously your ear wants to hear that next blues chord. And when I'm playing, you could play an E7, be called the 4 chord. But what I'm playing instead is actually an E9 chord. You can substitute that for an E7 anytime. The root's on the A string, so I'm on the 7th fret. My ring finger's covering these top 3 strings here, and then that. And then for the 5 chord, which is a whole step up, I just move that up. And so what he employs, and he's just using his ear and just his, blues inside of him to do it, so he's not thinking about the theory of it. But basically what he does a lot is for the 1 chord, he plays more major licks, major sounding licks. So he's not using the minor pentatonic, he's actually using what's called the major pentatonic. And we don't have to even learn the whole thing to do this. What we can do is we can just do a tiny little box right here. So if I'm in B, my root's right here or here, instead of this, and I'm specifically talking about the 1 chord, the B7 chord, he plays this. Okay? And so when you're over the 1 chord, he likes to do this lick a lot. And it goes like this. Now I don't do the vibrato the same way, but that's all right. Here's the lick really slow. Starts on the B string, and I'm going to hammer on a whole step up, just like that, once again. Then with my first finger, I'm going to go to the high E string on the root, the 7th fret, and hit that twice. And then back to the B string with my ring finger, and then back to the root again. But then what's pretty tasty is to take this note right here, which is a whole step up from the root, and I like to use all 3 fingers and bend it up. And that's just a sweet, almost singing sound. Or just really slow. Okay, and that's only over the 1 chord. So the idea is we're going to kind of emphasize certain sounds for each of the 3 chords of the blues, okay? So for the 1 chord, that kind of idea, just using this little box. But then here's what's really cool. When it goes to the 4 chord, we're going to go straight into the minor pentatonic. And you can really hear it. I can play those licks right now with no chords, and your ear can hear the changes. Here comes the 4 chord. And then you heard it go back to the 1 chord again. And then on the 5 chord, which is right here, you could do, you know, a lot of times he does major, but you could do either. I mean, obviously it's the blues, you can play the minor over the whole thing, but you know, for the 5 chord. And then what he likes to do, I'm going to go way up here, and he likes to do this a lot. And all it is he just likes to do a little just little pluck slide on the highest root. So if we're in B, he just goes all the way up to where B is, you know, way up here. And let's see, I don't even know what fret number that is, but
19th fret, Marty.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's a B.
It's a B.
And we hit it and slide it like this.
High E string.
High E string, that's correct. Just like that. But it's kind of like a little exclamation point, you know? So if he's like a... Right? One other thing that I did when I was kind of jamming earlier, here's the little major box, or, you know, the little part of the major pentatonic that we're playing. That note right here. What I like to do is, those thousands of others, is instead of just playing that note, anytime I'm hitting that note, instead of just hitting it, I have my first finger a half step lower and I always hammer it on. And it gives you the straight up blues. And what I did there too is you can just combine the minor pentatonic with that hammer on too. But mostly for the 1 chord. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of jam it out, and I'm going to emphasize the major sound over that 1 chord and the minor sound over the 4 chord. And you know, it's a really nice device that you can use once you've been working on your blues riffs and licks for a while. You know, it sounds a little more sophisticated, I guess you could say. Anyway, here we go. You know, if you liked what you saw, you can go to the website, and there's a lot more there to check out. If you like blues, jazz, funk, rock, anything in between, combinations of the 2 or 3 or 4, come on and check it out. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.